Hey guys, welcome back. I knew this day was going to come. As soon as I saw the announcements for the authentication of cards on eBay, by CGC, I knew we were going to hit a point where something comes up where people are getting screwed over. It's not working. I think in practice, or in theory rather, it's a good idea. Maybe it helps prevent people get scammed, at least with the higher end items. It's only on the expensive items, as we'll see. We'll go through the guarantee guidelines here, the authenticating eBay little pamphlet here on their page. But I don't think that's really the problem. I don't think that's the problem with eBay. I think the bigger problem with eBay is the amount of counterfeit junk that they allow on their platform. Some of it gets banned, some of it gets removed. Sure, you can probably get a refund on a lot of it if you don't realize, and you realize when you receive it that it's fake. Sure, the buyer is very well protected, but at the same time, sometimes maybe they don't know how to just file the appropriate claim that they received the wrong item, that they received a fake item. Maybe they forget that they ordered an item and it goes too long. I've had that happen on a couple of things where they didn't show up. It wasn't anything very expensive, but the time period passed, even though it was during the cove. And so I was trying to give as much time as possible for the seller's items to get here. I was being considerate, and I ended up getting burned. Again, not a huge dollar value, so not the end of the world. But that's kind of the stuff that we're dealing with here. That's the issue. I don't know why eBay didn't start with that. Just ban the stuff that's counterfeit. It's blatantly obvious. You'd probably only need a couple employees to just go through and find fake stuff, or just pay attention to your report system. I'm sure a lot of this stuff gets mass reported anyway. If it's fake Charizards, proxy 69s from sketchy people in the UK. All right. Let's go through the document here. I don't want to get myself too worked up before we get through some serious examples of how buyers are getting effed in the B by this new policy. It seems like eBay and CGC are not on the same page, as we'll see. So here they say, no fakes, no fraud, and no doubt. We're now authenticating high-value trading cards. Isn't that lovely of them? Genuine peace of mind from start to finish. Professional authenticators. Your card is authenticated by third-party professional authenticators, aka CGC. It's weird that they don't say that on here. They're not advertising that. Maybe they're going to partner with other companies as well in the future. Who knows? Authentication is now available for individual ungraded cards, $500 plus. Graded cards, patch, and autograph cards are not currently eligible. I don't know why not. The CGC not grade those, or the patch and autograph cards? Maybe not. I guess that's a whole different system that they're not covering. So you're not going to cover the, I guess the most of the time, if it is a real card, they're not going to check the autograph, I guess, for you, which is a little odd. I guess they don't want to be liable for the anything that shows up in a card saver with an eBay sticker on it. Makes sense. eBay covers all the costs associated with the authentication process for a limited time. So who knows how much that's going to cost in the future. Again, this is kind of a niche case where it's over $500. But at the same time, you probably shouldn't be buying anything over $500 if you don't know what you're looking at. No cost to you. eBay covers all the costs associated. Authenticity guarantee. We take fraud and counterfeit seriously. Have peace of mind in knowing that your cards are genuine. Very cool. So here we got they put it in here. They put it in a top loader, but I think for the most part they've been putting them in card savers instead, and they put it in this nice blue box for you. Look for the cards with the blue check mark, just like on Twitter. You can always trust those. Authenticity guarantee check mark and make your purchase. The seller ships your card to the authentication facility. Your card is verified and authenticated through a multi-point inspection process and receives a tamper-proof sticker and a QR code confirming the authentication. The professional authenticator ships the card directly to you via secure and discreet tracked shipping. All cards at this time will have signature required delivery. So it's weird. The delays, I guess you call them, or the turnaround time on graded cards, at least when this was announced, was very long, even from CGC, who's become less favorable in the recent times, where it seems like it's a little bit easier to get things into PSA, or that they'll be a little bit more accessible. I suggest everyone just holds off on grading in general, or you're probably going to end up contributing to some junk slabs. Returns, what you need to know. Before you make your purchase, check the seller's return policy. If the seller doesn't accept returns, the purchase is considered a final sale. There's no way that the seller shouldn't accept returns. This is a misconception with eBay itself. They always have to accept returns if there's an actual problem with the item, if it's damaged, if it's not the right item, etc., etc. Obviously, if you just don't like the item anymore, you can't return it, at least not by using that method. Final sale. If the seller has a return window, you must open the return within that window. It is now, as long as that allows enough time for them to send it to the grading company send it to you. As long as it only starts ticking down when you actually receive it, sure, that's fine. In the unlikely event that your card is damaged in transit, you can still open a return request within the seller's return window and get a refund, or within 3 days if the item is final sale. So I think a lot of this is not happening. And we have one incident where the person received the wrong card, whether it was intentional or not. They got shafted with that. And we have another example where the card was damaged in transit. I mean, there's so much transit and so much handling of the card with this in between. I know that's going to cause issues. When you're shipping it twice as likely to get lost in the mail, twice as likely to get damaged in the mail, more hands on it. If the grading company is finger banging it after they had lunch, more chance of having mayonnaise dried onto it. Not always going to happen, but it does happen quite often. Even if they're handling it, if there's dirt on the sleeve, if they take it in or out of the whatever packaging it came in originally, if there's dirt or anything on that, they could scratch it. They could easily chip a corner or anything else, resleeving it, putting in the card saver. I would imagine that they're handling a lot of these. So stuff like that is going to happen. It happens when you send it directly yourself to the grading company. So it's going to happen when eBay sends it to the grading company. And then it seems like eBay is saying, no, screw yourself. It's authentic. You can't do anything about it. At least that's what I'm seeing from the people that had issues. So here, this next section, authentic without a doubt. Get what you ordered. Upon receiving your item, the professional authenticators first check that it matches the listing description. So this is really, really important because it seems like that's not actually what they're doing. They're just checking it for authenticity and saying, screw you, here's your card. I would imagine that there's going to be a lot of fake crap that slips through here, regardless. If they're doing it quickly, if these are new graders, because I would imagine that the regular grading staff that has some training is probably not doing these. This is probably just some other guys out back that are slapping these in top loaders and eBay boxes. Multi-point inspection or professional authenticators check numerous inspection points, including corners, edges, condition, and surface. This process doesn't involve card grading. No, it doesn't have to, but as we'll see, they're not checking that. Or at least they didn't on the examples that we're seeing, unless the damage happened at CGC or after CGC. I would imagine that the damage that we're going to look at happened either at CGC or with the seller, something like that. Seal a deal. Once verified as authentic, each card receives a tamper-proof sticker and a QR code sealing the protective packaging over the card, adding an extra layer of security. Scan the code on your mobile device to learn more about your card and its authentication journey. Oh my God, this is so dumb. All right. Put them on display. Yeah, that's what I want. A blue eBay cardboard box to show off my card. That sounds great. I'll put it next to my T-ball trophy. So that's pretty much it. That's the gist of it. A little bit long-winded, but I wanted to make sure we go through all that. I wanted to make sure that we really we go through their terms and conditions on their page. That's how they advertise it, because this example here is showing that the customer is getting boned because of it. So, Pocket Rehab on Instagram reached out to me and said, I have a great story for you. eBay authentication guarantee is a waste of time and money. I knew this day would come. eBay's authenticity guarantee is a waste. I purchased this Pancho Pica card. Card looked flawless in seller's photos. The card showed up today and has a white dot on it. That's not even the worst part. The card was swapped either by seller or while at CGC. These two cards are not the same. eBay is telling me that they will not help me because seller doesn't accept returns. Sent them pictures and video proof of me opening the card. They offered me a $100 credit. No, you should be able to return if the card is not the right card. Even though CGC authenticated it, it shouldn't be a matter of a credit. You should be allowed to return the card for full value. They should print you a label. They should send you a label. Return it at no charge. This is their mess up. The customer should not be responsible for it. Sure, if the card is authentic, that's great. But the seller probably messed up. I kind of doubt that it was swapped at CGC. Them grading two of the same Pancho Pica in the same area, or like someone having one in their pocket, probably not likely. So I would say that the seller just sent the wrong one. Whether that was nefarious or not, the buyer should have the option because they were purchasing a card. And we're going to go through here. The biggest thing is it's the wrong card. But it's not like they're selling multiples either. It's not like some small, $5 card where they have 25 listed or something like that. They're advertising the card in the photos, and it's a dollar value that, if you're going to have that many photos of a card, you're selling that actual card. So, getting that out of the way, I made sure to verify that because, okay, I get it. If they're selling 25 Pancho Picas, and they're just advertising it as near mint or whatever, near mint or better, as they say here, sure. Well over the $500 mark. I don't know what the best offer was. Doesn't matter. It was over $500. So he's asking, does anyone know someone at CGC? eBay tried to tell me that they don't take pictures of these cards. Why are they not taking pictures along the way? Should that not be part of the little booklet? It looks like a photo album, so they might as well take some photos of it. Or if you scanned your barcode, you should at least see, okay, here's what it looked like from the seller. Here's what it looked like at CGC. You could even have a little confirmation step where you're like, yeah, that's the same card. I know that's what the graders are supposed to do, or the authentication boys, whatever you want to call them. I guess they're not grading it, they're just authenticating it. But it's also pretty clear in the eBay write-up that they're supposed to be checking it for damage as well. And they should notice that the card is not even the right card. They don't. So, the cards with a white background are pictures from the seller. As you can clearly see, we do not want that till later. Cards with the white background are the ones from the seller. You can see clearly these are not the same cards, and eBay is failing to help me. Either seller or CGC swapped this card, and to add to it, I bought 4 total ponchos from the seller at the same time. Other 3 cards were great. So again, that might be a situation where they just sent the wrong Pikachu or the wrong poncho card. Maybe they had multiple. Maybe they sold this one already and they got the photos mixed up. Who knows? But it should still be an option to resolve this by returning it in the same condition regardless. So, let's take a look through the photos here. Clearly, you can see the hollow pattern is not even close. This should be something that they check for. Whether or not it is, I kind of doubt it is. If they're looking for damage, they should also see damage on it. I think even in order to be eligible for this guarantee or whatever, you should have very clear pictures. But this isn't even a matter of, okay, damage was hidden, or you couldn't see some of the damage, or it was damaged after the photos were taken. This is just straight up the wrong card. At least check the stars. You get the nice little blue foldable box that you can put on your nightstand next to your first beer. Here it is. After it's open, there's the seller's photos that we took a look at. Kind of overkill to look at this many. Now, we get into him posting it on Pokemon World. First, I don't know Pokemon World. I don't know the mods there. But it's Facebook. Facebook is kind of the worst. I'd advise people to stay clear for the most part in terms of enjoying your Pokemon hobby. A lot of the worst stuff is on there. So, posted on Pokemon World. First, they turned off the comments, and now a CGC middleman moderator deleted the post, which is convenient. I guess it makes CGC look bad. I mean, it looks bad for eBay. It looks, maybe they don't have the memo that they're supposed to check to make sure it's the right card. If it's not part of the process, it should be. If you're checking for damage and the damage doesn't match up, or the card itself is not the right card, it should throw up a red flag, and you should, I don't know what the process is at that point. What do they do if they get a fake card? Are they supposed to dispose of it? What if it's just the wrong card? I guess they just pass it along because who cares? You got, new greater minimum wage that has to allegedly, or in my opinion, probably minimum wage, who's just got to go through as many of these as possible. His manager's going to spank him on the ass if he doesn't do his 2,000 eBay guarantees per day. So he's just going through them. He's like, yeah, that's a real poncho. Next. It defeats the purpose. So you're trying to make a better experience, or you're claiming to want to make a better experience, but it's not happening. So here is his post. So I knew this day would come. eBay's authenticity guarantee is a waste. Purchase a Pika card. Looks flawless in the photos. The card showed up today and has a white dot. Not the same card. Offered me $100. Does anyone know anyone at CGC? So basically the same thing he sent to me, along with the photos. Here we have Parker Hudson. I'm assuming that's the moderator that is the CGC middleman. I don't know what it is about CGC middlemen and CGC management. They got banned from E4 for shilling the shit out of their company, like making accounts to try and talk about how good CGC was. And now you got their middlemen are doing the same thing, shutting down conversation about issues with the eBay guarantee because it's CGC related. Parker says, did you read the announcements about CGC authenticating cards for eBay? Well, we just did. We looked at the official eBay authentication guide and advertisement. They don't compare eBay transactions, just simply authenticate the card. No, they say they look at all aspects of the card. As we rewind that for us, please, Parker. Go back, head back there to the start of the video, and you'll see that they're going to look at all aspects, whether it's damage, corners, all of that. They should be looking at all of it. Why not? They're going to compare it to the original listing to make sure it's the right card. To make sure it shouldn't just be checking to make sure that it's the same card. It should be the exact same card. And you seriously think someone at CGC just brought an extra poncho card in their pocket to swap out with the customer order? No, probably not. No, the seller just sent you a different card, man. Good luck with the situation. Sorry this happened. So I don't know why you're going to shut down the conversation. This allows people to say if something similar happened to them, which I think is reasonable in a Pokemon group. I think that's a pretty, even though it's a bad thing to happen, I think it's important information, just like this video. Don't you think, guys? Don't you think? It's important to know this stuff, because if you get burned by it, you can learn from it. You can figure out what the problem is for the time being until they fix their shit. You can stop buying expensive cards on eBay that aren't graded. I don't know with the grading either. Can it be graded by like anyone? Any of the shitty grading companies? Can they just have a slab on it and you can sell a $69,000 card because it's technically graded? Can it be a fake Charizard and a fake PSA case? Can that be graded? Does that count as graded? So it doesn't need to go through the guarantee? Who knows? I guess only time will tell. So here's the, your post will no longer be shown here. So they just straight up removed the post. I don't know how you think this is a good idea. I get the fact that you want to suck CGC off, but at the same time, this is an important post. I don't care what Pokemon group it's in. He was very polite. He was upset about what happened. It was a learning experience for others. And you removed it for no reason. But it's okay, because now it's on YouTube and more people will see it than on Pokemon World, or whatever the shit it's called. Did you read the announcements about CGC authenticating the cards, etc., etc.? It's okay. 5 people liked it. All 5 CGC employees that are in that group. So here's the poor little Poncho boy. Looking cute. Not the right one, though. Wrong boy. We got some video. Hopefully this plays all right with my modem dying on me. We're still tethered. Hoping that any day now my modem will arrive and I can slap it on the wall and get back up to regular first world internet. So here's, like, if you even have documentation, you have pictures of the card being the wrong card in the package. You open the package on camera. It's sealed with their super void, tamper-proof eBay crap on the back there. There should be no reason that this customer can't get a return. It doesn't make any sense. It's dumb. And I'm sure it's only the start of the issues that are going to happen with this. Maybe they'll get it all fleshed out eventually. And it'll be a useful tool. But in the end, I think it's just a waste of time. I think you're better off taking reports more seriously. Get their knockoff, counterfeit junk that's all over eBay. Take that all out. Take it out. It'll be easy. It'll be far less expensive and far more helpful than this authentication stuff. If someone's buying this, I don't know how much it was, but if it's $1,500, they're going to know what they're looking at. There's no reason that they wouldn't. It's the most ridiculous thing ever. So I went, it's like it was almost, it's almost a good idea to protect sellers on the more valuable items, but at the same time, it's been taken a step too far, where now it's burning the buyers who are just not receiving what they asked for or what they purchased. And then the post that we had from the beginning that was accidentally in there should have been at the end of the slideshow here. We have Laura, who bought this item, bought this from eBay to grade, went through the authenticity process, came with a prominent dent, and eBay refuses to accept the return. I've been flattening it out for a month, looking to sell as soon as possible. 1K, friends and family, 1.1, goods and services. So here's another issue. If it's just going to make it difficult for returns, that's one of the big reasons to use eBay to begin with. This is just going to, I don't want to buy anything that's going through this process. It sounds like a huge headache. It sounds like it's everything's working against you. So you can end up with a damaged card, you can end up with the wrong card, and you can get boned and not be able to return it. Or they offer you $100 to just suck it up. All right, eBay, figure your shit out. CGC, get on the same page. Just check the fucking card to make sure it's the same. See you guys next time. Join the Discord.